my father had been here for an extended period, close to a year. I mentioned that
Here
he
in
hadn't,
New York?
here in New York, yes. And so he had traveled back to, meet with obviously to see the family. This was much longer than he would have liked to be away, but it was a critical point in developing, this export trade that Czechoslovakia was going to depend on. So in a way, it was a sort of a quasi-governmental position as a trade representative. And so he returned to meet with the manufacturers that he was representing, and then to, decide with my mother, obviously, what was going to happen. Was this going to be the permanent way of life to be stationed in New York? So mother said yes, she would like to go, but now. So I gather there were just a few days to put together the paperwork that was involved in bringing my mother. This was November of 1947. And mother ran around the way the story goes and got all the papers stamped, and she was told this is one of the last exit visas, which is going to be given because too many people are leaving the country. I don't know, I don't think my father was totally aware of what was coming. I don't think anybody really knew at that point what was to happen in February of '48. So this was intended as a short-term visit for my mother and the children to sort of see how it all worked out, to live in the United States, in New York City specifically. So mother just grabbed a few family photographs, not very many at all, and what she needed to care for her 3 children. And we came here, and we were living in the Gramercy Hotel around Gramercy Park. And in that period, then, a few months later, the communists took over. So the choice was to go back or not. And clearly, my father had no desire to go back because, A, his experience during the war, having been in Nazi prison, and also because of our family's association with free trade and democratic government and the West. And he knew that he would have a very short period before he would be put in prison. That was predictable. There would be no question.